Okay, so here I am in my hotel room, the end of day one, and it was a pretty good day. Uh, and day one being of the Jesus Culture event, of course. So I rode up with a couple of the folks that I knew from one of my old churches, Lanessa and Nikki, and we only had a minor detour, or delay I should say, on I-85 with some construction that was going on. Had us backed up for a couple miles. AC decided it was going to pretend to work for a little while, so it was a little bit of a warm ride, but we got up and got settled into the hotel rooms, ran to the church and got checked in. Turned out location-wise was perfect. We're maybe 2 miles from the church, so it was a real quick and easy, drive over there. Then we went and found the closest fast food place to get some dinner, to grab food as fast as we could to get back in line before the door opening. And they let us in. They said doors open at 6. We actually got in closer to 6:40 probably. But start off with worship, which went really well. Even though Kim Walker wasn't there, we were kind of disappointed. But Chris Kilala led, and we had a really powerful service. And it was awesome because it was the first time in a long time that I felt like I was actually able to enter in during praise and worship and, really mean it and feel like I'm in a group of, I don't even know how many people. The place was sold out. It's a huge place. And, but to be surrounded by a lot of people who understand and appreciate true praise and worship, and we're really getting into it. And of course, it's more of a youth retreat. So if you've ever been to a youth conference, youth get really sparked up and turned on during these events. So it was awesome to see a bunch of young people really giving their hearts to God. And it was cool to just be there in that kind of atmosphere again. It was very nostalgic for me to think back to, trips with Central Church of God's youth group, or to the Praisers Glories youth group, or other youth retreats that had gone on, Winter Blast or Snow Blast, and really just a powerful time of worship. And then the speaker got out there. I believe his name was Andy McCain, and he was a riot. Stories he told were just hysterical. He had you laughing the whole time. But the majority of his message was focused on total surrender, which was something that I really felt like I needed to hear. It's really easy for me to say, okay, God, I give you all of me, but to really think about, what do I give you, God, and really mean it, and why do I need to do it? And he told the story of Cain and Abel, and he referred to the fact that Cain brought a portion of the fruits and vegetables that he'd harvested from tilling the ground, and he pretty much brought God what he felt he needed to bring God. Not really with a willing heart, but just because he felt like it's what I have to do. And Abel brings his sacrifice to God. And his sacrifice is the fat portion. It's the best that he has. And he knows the impact that it's going to have to give up the best that he has. This is livestock. This one animal could help to multiply more generations that would increase his bounty. But instead, he sacrificed it to God and said, okay, God, I'm giving you this and all the generations that would have been the offspring of this sacrifice. I'm giving you the best that I have. And God saw that sacrifice and consumed it in fire. And Andy talked a lot about, I think one of the points he kept hitting on is, whatever you don't surrender eventually becomes your master. And it struck a chord. It was like, okay, I see what you're saying there, and okay, God, I'm hearing. So just show me what it is that you need me to surrender. Show me what it is that I'm holding on to. Andy had a list of things like relationships. Are there people in your life that you love more than you love God? and they need to be surrendered to God. Not that God would, say, sorry, you got to cut them out of your life, but get your priorities in order and show God that you truly love Him. He, as an example, referred to his relationship with his current wife during their dating phase, that God convicted him, said, you love her more than you do me. You spend more time talking with her than you do me. And he said, kind of the, okay, God, I hear you, gulp. And he said he felt like, everyone pulls the God card. Oh, I've got to break up with you, God's calling me to something else and you're not it. And he was afraid, of course, that this girl who he really loved would think that way. He said, it was awesome because when we talked about it, what we decided to do is fast each other for 1 week per month. And of course she's like, so how long were you doing this? And he said in the end, it took 8 months before he felt like God gave him release and said, okay, we're balanced now. And, and then he referred to life plans. God's calling you to surrender your life plans. You might have in your mind what you want to be when you grow up, what you want to do with your life, and you've got to surrender to God and say, okay, God, what do you want to do with my life? Where is it that you want to send me? Who is it that you want me to be? And don't let your dreams become what you surrender to. Let your dreams be what God is pushing you to after you've surrendered them to Him and He has consumed them. He talked about rights, and by rights he was like, you might have a relative that did something unheard of that they should never have done, or a friend that really hurt you, or a family member that really hurt you deeply. And, you feel you have the right to be angry and to be hurt and mad at them and hold a grudge. And, if we completely surrender to God, we also surrender our rights. God, I don't have a right to hold that against them anymore. I've got to give it to you and let you deal with the hurt in my heart. Let you heal that hurt. Let you bring me peace in the midst of my anger. And, for those of you who know what's gone on in my life over the past couple of years, there's some things where, okay, God, I surrender that to you. And, throughout this whole message, I'm thinking, okay, God, what else is there? He said, surrender your pleasures. Don't let your pleasures become your master. Don't let your flesh run your life. Surrender it to God. And, one of the points he brought out is when you surrender it to God and you place it on the altar, God consumes it in His fire. And once it's consumed, it can be used of God to do through you or in you, or for you to use however He feels fit. And so, in the end, I really had a good spark, I would say. This was a beginning. And over the past couple weeks, I've been saying, I really hope God meets me here. I really hope God gets a hold of my heart. But over the past couple of days, God kind of smacked me and said, no. Anticipate. Come to the event anticipating what I'm going to do in your life. So I have been. And I know that tonight was a really good night. Tonight was a good start. And I really felt like I surrendered my heart back to God again. And He's going to continue to show me the things that I've got to bring to the altar. My finances, my health, my dreams and desires. And start seeking Him to find out, okay, God, what is the vision that you have for my life? I don't want to spin my wheels anymore. I want to start doing something productive with my life other than the daily grind. So that was night one, and I look forward to talking to you guys some more soon and giving you an update on how the rest of the week goes. I hope you're blessed, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care.